Today's video is about visualization because I was asked the other day how athletes use visualization. Well, the first place where we use it is in training. Wherever an athlete has to learn something new or do something different that's a bit maybe scary or uncertain, then visualization is a great tool to get past that doubt or hesitation that would be the natural reaction in this situation. When you visualize the outcome that you want in detail, it helps you deal with that uncertainty, especially if you're in an individual sport where your actions and reactions are the things that count, because they're within your control, and that's what visualization can enforce. So when you visualize the technical moves and gestures that you have to make, and you try to feel how it feels and even maybe hear the sounds and smell the smells if there are any, the more detail you can get, the more efficient this visualization becomes. And I can give you an example from my own career, where after many years of injuries, I had fallen behind on the tricks, and I couldn't do as hard tricks as the other girls who were all starting to do spins and flips while I was doing rehab. So when I had finally gotten my body to a point where I was ready to go out there and take those big crashes again, because you do crash a lot when you learn new tricks, then I decided my new trick was going to be a front flip, and I was 34 by then. And it would have probably been easier to do when I was 19. Well, actually, I can remember this one session at a water ramp we had built for this purpose in a small port in Denmark, where there was this boy passing by. He stopped up to watch me do my front flips, and he said to me, I don't think my mom would do that. But yes, I did feel the fear, and I felt in it for every time I was in a new situation, on a new course, in a new snow condition. But I knew I needed it to get back to the top 10. I imagined myself doing the front flip the way that you're supposed to do it. But the funny thing is that in the beginning, I didn't see myself do it right. I saw myself crashing over and over and over again. But then as you do it more and more, and you really think in detail, which you can when you're in your imagination and not in the air, then you can work on all these little details that will help you get on your feet at the other end. So, well, that's one of the ways in which athletes use visualization to train technical elements. But when you're at the Olympics or at any competition, really, you usually have the technique dialed in pretty well. And you use visualization more as a way to anticipate your trip, so to speak. Whether it's in luge or bobsled or skis or snowboard, whenever you have a certain trip to take from start to finish, you try to memorize the terrain or the course so that you have as little surprises as possible, and you have like that mental advance compared to what you're actually seeing when you're going down the run. And that's usually what you can see the athletes do at the start when they stand there with their eyes closed and doing all these weird movements. They have probably done that same morning, the night before going to bed, and a ton of times before that. In fact, I think I told you about a personal story in one of my other videos, which was from my first Olympics, where I had to rely 100% on visualization before competing, because I was there with a herniated disc, and I knew that every little move could make me cramp up like that, and then I wouldn't be able to move for a couple of days. So I just couldn't risk that by go out and take part in training. So what we did was, with my coach, he went out there and drew the course for me on a piece of paper. So I had like a map of the moguls course, which I could run over and over and over again in my head and see myself doing this successfully. What it does is it gives you that extra confidence and reduces some of the stress and doubt. The confidence and its opposite, which is doubt, are things that concern every single athlete out there, regardless of level or experience. But that's for another video. So stay tuned, or you can just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you'll get notification when it's out. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.